Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, that's what the test is the thing.
No, I just look to see if there's wavelengths.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
that's
you
the.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Might not do that.
What you're not doing
I am doing
it.
Oh, but you mean
strictly, yeah.
What do you take from that? Of I guess.
Um, a lot actually. Um, I'm gonna go on a slightly different path than I have in the past. So Job actually has no idea that he is the um, pariah or and he doesn't know that he's in the middle of a bet. Um, in a sense, on a fleshly realm, that's kind of unfair, but in a spiritual, that is so blessings because God knew, period, that Job was going to do what he needed to do in order to uh, gain, favor, even more favor from the Lord. That is why he has so much favor because God knows this. The arrogance of Satan to even think that he has any league of God is just ridiculous. So that's why God would do that. Uh, have you thought about my good and faithful servant Job? Because Job is upright. He hates sin. Uh, that is amazing that God would have so much faith on one of his creatures, one of his creations, especially after sin. It's like that's amazing. That goes to show you whatever you set your mind to, you can do it.
Absolutely.
The fact that one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, he lost and lost and lost and lost literally everything, and he rips off. He takes his gown and clothes or whatever off, and he shaves his hair. I don't understand how he shaved his hair that fast, but and then drops down to the ground and he starts worshiping, starts praying, and says, "Naked did I come into this world, and naked shall I go out." Bless God. That goes to show towards his character. That's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, Job thanks God. Job gives, or Job knows that God will give, and Job knows that God will take away. Regardless, God knows best. God is almighty. So if he does it for whatever reason, bless him. Thank you. I don't know your reasoning. It hurts me, but hey, you're God. You created me, so I'm all in. I'm in it to win it because who you are. That's right. In a sense, we were talking about fearing the Lord. I fear you. I love you. I trust you. No matter what you do, I'm gonna do it. Period. It speaks on the character of Job.
Absolutely. I think Job is, like you said, a good and faithful, which I think a lot of us can identify with. Not in sinless, just good and faithful to the task, to the assignment, to the job, to the spouse, to the kids, to ourselves. We're good and faithful in something, but Job is a good and faithful servant to God. And you said something. You said it was unfair. The place where Job finds himself in, and that is real. I mean, I love this about the text. I love it about the movement of where we are, that you can pull out deeper than surface and imply on the text to bring out the today's meaning of something that was written thousands of years ago. It's unfair the fight you find yourself in when you weren't even warned before.
Right.
And God didn't drop in and knock on the door and be like, hey, you're going to face a fight today.
Right.
It's just something that happens, and then you have to pick up the pieces as you go. Now, notice there's a whole conversation going on here. There's a preset, there's a trial, there's the indictment, there's the court, there's the whole situation, and the only person that's not there who's uninformed is the one who needs to be the defendant, or be there to defend himself, and he has no idea, not that he's done anything wrong, but that he's about to be trumped up charges on. And when the charges come in, they didn't come like sparingly one a month later. It's all in one day. I'm talking about they got indicted, charged, served a warrant. They came out to get him. He is apprehended all in one day.
Seems like everything would happen within a 30-minute period.
It was so fast. You know what I noticed there that was a little bit different? It starts off by saying that Job prayed for his kids, because they would meet every day, or every so often when it's time to come to a feast, that they would meet in the eldest son's house.
Well, it was according to their dates, the different sons according to their dates, and they would call the daughters or their sisters to come and feast with them. But just that day, it just happened to be the eldest son's day.
Right. Yeah, and that's significant because they're not always in the same place at the same time.
Right.
And so wherever this day was, this was supposedly a celebrating day. They would wake up, start the day normally. This is a good day though. This is like Christmas. This is your birthday. This is 4th of July. You start the day off normal, and then comes the greatest storm you've ever faced.
Right.
This storm is so deep, so big, so heavy, it takes out all the livestock. Only one person escapes to tell him while he's still talking. And we can go down the line, the livestock, the bank account, the stock market, we're talking about bets, we're talking about bids, we're talking about every single thing that you can imagine that you could gain from, invest in, put your savings into. He receives word that day it's depleted. It's all gone. Now, I don't know if this is a Enron situation. I don't know if this is a World Trade Center situation. I don't know if this is the collapse of the housing market, but I do know Job lost everything. But it's crazy how it tells you what the chapter is going to be about, but we don't get there until the end. The first thing in relation to Job is what the kids were doing. Then the attack started. The very last thing that happened that drove him to pulling off his clothes, shaving his head, is that he lost the kids.
Right.
Now you have to be a mama or a daddy. You gotta be an aunt or you gotta be there to feel this. Nothing else caused that man this much pain than losing them kids. And it's not that I don't believe God to take them, to save them, to be there with them, to make sure they didn't suffer in the end. It's that receiving the news is bad enough. Well, he wasn't even there to see it, but the news almost took him out. Where you don't have to experience every hurt, every tear, every pain, every problem that they face, that they will go through, but just hearing about it is enough that it really affects you. Nothing else caused that man to pull off his clothes. The problem I have here in the text is that up ahead, before we get to all of this, God brings his name up. Says, have you considered him? He's good, he's faithful. And I'm trying to find out, what did I do to deserve this kind of treatment, where everything that I love is under attack? And Job is the only one who's been praying, the only one who's been seeking God's face,
faithfully,
the only one who is not drinking. He ain't consumed in the world and the lust and the lifelessness of this world.
And this had to have been like an ongoing bet type thing, because it wasn't implied of like, hey, I bet you this or I bet you that. It was God saying, have you considered? Meaning, have you thought about? Have you found anybody else other than my man Job?
I think it's something that causes the mind to wonder what role you play in this game, in this. Is it chess? Is it hold'em, or is it high stakes? Are we playing for my life? When your life lies in the balance, it's more than just a story. I mean, it's more than just a verse that you can depict well. It's something that you feel, because Job's at a place where he's done nothing wrong. I'm not talking about karma. I'm talking about you really ain't done nothing. Where you come home and you face the greatest heartache and pain, where it's not until you walk through the door that everything breaks. This is catching hell on a job. This is on the way home, the car break down. This is I get in the house and the wife gone. The kids hurt. You have nobody to call, friends left, everybody questioning you like you did all of this. And then whatever is closest to you, is that be the last blow, that's the straw that is on the haystack that breaks the camel's back. It's not just the one, it's all that. But I wouldn't have to be in this place if God didn't bring up my name. And so I know that tonight, what's the verse in Hebrews or Romans? For we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. And so from far view, it seems like that's crazy. How can this apply that all of this is going to work out for us good? Because it don't feel good. Don't even sound good. Look crazy. I don't know how God is going to turn this around, because you can't raise dead people. You can't bring back everything that you lost. That you're in a stuck place. But he says all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. Now, the Bible says that Job was a what? A good and faithful servant of the Lord. For he loved God and hated evil. Is that not the pretext for all things working together for the good of them that love? Job loved God. And then he's called according to the plan. Job got up every morning, every day, prayed for them kids. And here's how I know that the enemy is out of his league. Here's how I know that he has reason to worry, that he is that he is running scared, placing bets in a place where he knows that it's not going to work out in his favor.
So he'd be putting a dog in a horse race. Satan would be putting his dog in a horse race.
He would be pinning you against a baby, because I have no idea which one in the dog and a horse race.
A horse is way faster than a dog.
I didn't know that.
That's why they have like a horsepower of a car, like that, instead of dog power of a car. I used to like to gamble. Anyways.
I really had no idea, because Greyhound, but I don't know, but that's maybe something different. I forget where I was.
So you said you wouldn't know if this was like a chess game or Texas Hold'em. I don't know if you play chess. There's certain pieces that have to move out of the way basically get sacrificed in order for the bigger and powerful, the more powerful pieces to be able to be set free in order to move. So you have your knight, which can jump over certain pieces, which, pretty much everything, because, it goes in an L. But your rook, your castle, can only go certain ways. Your queen, though, that queen can go all over the board whenever she wants to, but she has pieces in the way. So you would have to move and maneuver some of those pieces in order to get her out of the way. Also with that, there's a certain move with you moving your pawns and doing a king up or something like that, where you move your king over two and then you knock one out and you move your other piece. Forgot what it's called. But that right there is ensuring that the king is out of the way, out of harm's way, that everything around him is safe, or everything around him is going to be guarding him to where the king is safe. If you are a good chess player, all you have to do is a certain couple of moves, and you can pretty much checkmate anybody. So in this situation, Job would be one of the good and faithful pawns that would go ahead and get sacrificed in order to let the queen go, in order to let the rook go, in order to let the knights go, or the castles go. Just in order to move that king to a certain safe place to where the king doesn't get sacrificed, the king doesn't even get checkmated or checked, because we know that if we stand up and fight hard enough, faithful enough, the king doesn't even have to be in any danger. And I know God is God, period, so God in that sense would be able to move all over the board, but in the sense of chess, you'd move your king, your God, out of the way, and you would fight 100% to tooth and nail to make sure that God is taken care of. So if you have to go and sacrifice yourself, you would. So I look at Job as being one of these sacrificial pawns, and it shows that he's willing to go. He's willing to do it.
I don't play chess. I get the gist.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me in relation just a tiny bit. Like, I get what you're saying. Now my mind is going to which one would be the king, and maybe another example or more.
Well, the queen would be the taller, slender, more slender, right there next to the king. The king is in the middle, and the queen sits right next to him. The king can only move one or two spaces, where the queen can go all over the board. So the queen would be like Jesus. The king is God sitting in heaven, and he would send his pawns, his disciples, his apostles, different things like that, to go out and fight for him, spread the word, and they would be, sacrificed how they have been. And the queen, like I said, would be Jesus, to come out to do what needs to be done. I know, Jesus never killed anybody. Just saying, in this sense, as far as like the game of chess, protect the king at all costs. Protect the kingdom of heaven. Satan would be trying to make his throne above, above the stars, above God, trying to sit high like God. He can't do that if he can't get past us. So Satan's job is to come and deceive us, is to try and hinder us from seeking the kingdom of heaven. Well,
okay, wait, hold on. In light of Job, in light of Job, I want to steer too far away. Right here, you use the chess because, of course, I would say it in relation to Job. I was just a little bit lost at because I really have never played. Did Job make it relatable as far as like what you're saying?
Yeah, like I said,
outside of the chess example, if
outside of the
yeah,
chess example.
Like, just for those that don't play chess, for those that maybe real world context, you're Job, You know what I'm saying? Like,
so in real world context, if I know that there's a disaster coming, I would put myself ahead of my children or ahead of my loved ones to make sure that I sacrificed myself so they didn't get hurt, knowingly or unknowingly. So if something would have happened to me, I would say, you know, thank God it didn't happen to my son. Thank God it didn't happen to my wife, my brother, my children, my whoever.
Yeah. I think if this is a planned event, all of us would be ready. I mean, right? Like, who knows a hurricane is coming, and even if passively you're not a little bit prepared for it, and this catches not only Job off guard, who is common with God. You know, like God knows him. The problem is that nobody gave him a heads up.
Right.
And then nobody foretold the wife, nobody foretold the servants. So we're catching all this at the same time. This is news across the screen. This is the siren making is around its noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as this is Thursday a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It just hit out of nowhere.
COVID-19.
And there's no preparation time. There's no, like, I know that's gonna be in there. There's no preparation time. There's like no time to recover, to what would it be like, repeal and replace. Mm-hmm. There's no time to prepare at all. This just hits you out the blue, and it's all because God missioned you. So the all things working together for the good is your end result being point Z or E or F, you know, whatever. Well, there isn't anything past Z. Point Z being right, because it could be like, you know, Z12. There isn't anything past this point for you. Mm-hmm. And God is making sure that you get to this point. And we get caught up in the trivial things of the crossing and the weaving and the little fight here and the battle over there. But God is missioning you to win the war. Mm-hmm. At the end. Mm-hmm. So if your destiny, if your perfected future, if the divine will of God in perfection is that you win the war, sometimes God will allow you to come to battles that you lose, so you become tough enough to win the war. Mm-hmm. And it's not about how well I can fight. It's not about if I have on this guard or if I have this person beside me or if I'm trained in this it's that I'm showing up for the fight. Mm-hmm. And I don't give up. That I don't give up at standing up. I don't give up at showing up. I don't give up at praying up. I don't give up at all, because I know that in the end it's gonna all work out for me. It's gonna all work out for my good.
It's having faith and trusting your leader, your guide, whoever would send you to battle. Mm-hmm. So they send you to battle. It's 12 of us and it's 12,000 of them. That's an unfair battle. But God is like, I'm setting everything up for the end war, or the end battle, not this war right here. This war means nothing. So I'm willing to sacrifice you guys or let you guys go do what you need to do, because I'm looking ahead.
Yeah, it's all preparing. It's all the preparation. You never find anybody in war for the very first time and they haven't had any kind of training. I mean, at the very least, there's some type of ops operation. There's some type of background training. There's some type of what is it? The boot camp. Yeah. There's some kind of something that has prepared them, if not in their mind, in their body, to prepare. Hey, we're about to go to war. So you don't get out there expecting it to come from the right and it comes from the left. You don't get out there and stand on the other side of the field and then shoot those who would be on the same side, or the side that you're supposed to be on. The preparation is the battle. And a lot of times the battle will like bring you to a point where you're like Job, where I really want to bless him out, but instead of doing all that, I'm like, bless him. it is, he gives, he takes away. Bless him. I can have it or not have it. Bless him. And it's not like he lost everything, just the sons. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm. I did.
But the heir is attached to the sons. That the daughters are alive, but they're wounded.
Right.
They're hurt. It's about the same thing. And then the last straw is you touch his body, you touch his wife, you take everything. What more can I lose?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to work out for my good, but when do I start feeling good about it working for my good?
You start bringing his friends, who's supposedly close friends, and they're not friendly.
They trying to find out what did you do.
Right.
Now, I don't know in what depiction of detail we be like, what kind of friends these were. I don't know what kind of character they are. I know by the text they meet him caliber, with maybe status, maybe fame, maybe income. They're on the same
Close to it, because he would be higher than them. Yes, he was like the greatest man in Ooze, so they would be slightly right up under him. Yeah, it's like that's what my understanding would be.
Well, I think when it's like there was no other man in the land.
That's right, because they're like from
him.
Chaldean, like they're from other places.
There would be, I mean, you know that he could be, living in Uz by himself.
Right,
I am the only one like me at this address.
Right.
Until Trevor comes in, and then he's like, "Now I'm like next best."
I'm not from this address. I'm from another address. You are the man in this address. I'm the man in my address.
I don't have an address.
I don't dress in dresses either.
I mean, now in some places that they do, and no shade against those people. I think they put a little lipstick on. We got something. The thing about it is though, is that when you come to a place where I'm not sure how, not sure when, not sure where, I don't know how you're gonna bring me out. Where my friends doubt me, wife doubt me. Where God, for real, I'm doubting it. Where like I'm sure somewhere in his mind he has to go down his list and be like, what did I do?
Right, trying to figure out what he did.
What did I do? You ever?
No,
I feel him in the room now. I've been in a place where I really didn't do nothing. 7 months, I didn't do nothing. Be in a place where I really didn't cheat. I really didn't lie. I was just in the wrong place, but at the right time. I would be innocent, trying to prove myself innocent because I'm looking guilty.
How about being innocent? Being at the right place at the right time, meaning you're not anywhere, and their eyes see guilty when that was your past, or they're guilty. Yes. How can you defend yourself?
I mean, it speaks to reason. Should you? I
Right.
mean, you feel like, what? You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be my family. You're supposed to be those. You know me, and you doubt me.
Right.
I could expect this from people that ain't connected to, that don't know me, that ain't sure about me. These are people close to me are the enemy. And he's sitting there 7 days for every child that he loses. That's weeks, no food. Weeks, no communication. And when he opens up to entertain the people that come in talking about you blaspheme the name of God. And I would think the same thing.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, Trevor, what, listen, you can be honest with me. Just tell me. I ain't gonna, you done lost every, what more you got to lose but your pride? What did you do? Maybe you can repent. Maybe I can help pray for you. Job's like, I really didn't do nothing. It's like, why would God do this to you? Then they said, he's never done something like this before. And Job's like, it's the first time for everything.
God is God. Like, he can do what he wants to do.
I ain't done nothing to deserve this. And let me tell you on today, there are levels levels to this. It is on this one, they only face certain amount, certain type, certain kind of attack. But when you go higher in the spiritual, you have to know the enemy comes higher in the attack realm as well. That some of the stuff God brings you to is because of the level that he put you on. And the enemy comes in different for the season that you grow up, different. And when you become enlightened, that he does too. When you become brightened, he does too. When you become saved by the blood, is that he'll dress as a lamb too, and know that he'll have blood on him the same as you have on you. But you have to know that it is levels to this. And so when God brings you here, expect your attack to be here. It's never going to be the same. He didn't just lose one sheep, or one child, one house. It was always 7 times bigger. And know that David and Goliath, I'm not sure the ratio of height to size, but he's smaller than the giant, but he's facing something everybody else ran away from, right, but he has no fear of, not because of him, but because of the level that he's on. The God that's in him called him to defeat anything that was bigger than him that would oppose him. Every fight you face is going to be bigger than you, but that speaks to the level God has missioned you on. Right. If you're fighting something small, it must mean that you are the enemy on today. You have to know that God always puts you in front of something that'll challenge you but not kill you. Sure. It won't take you out, not if you don't allow it. It won't be the demise of you, the death of you, the last that they see of you, unless you come to a place of being like, I defeat me in my own mouth before I ever get. So if David had showed up and was like, I can't do it, I'm not big enough, that we seem like, we seem like grasshoppers in their eyes. How you see yourself smaller in somebody else's eyes and you in your eyes? Right. That you have to see yourself winning. I know it don't feel good. It don't feel like you're gonna win. It feels like I'm losing. I don't feel like a victor, but you have to begin to speak it. And though his friends are work of the enemy, because sometimes friends can be, and a lot of them ain't even friends. So y'all need to quit all that. A lot of the times the enemy will be so next to you, so in you, so laying in your bed, that you'll believe the lie of whatever the enemy said, and you'll begin to doubt you, and you know what you did. Right. You know how you pray. You know how sincere the relationship is, and you know where you struggle. And so honesty is never a problem when you can be honest with you, except for when you allow those people connected to you to lie to you so much that you don't even believe you.
I want to say this is important because it's something I had to learn. The enemy cannot touch you. The enemy cannot harm you. What he does is he tricks you, he fools you, he deceives you in order for you to harm yourself, for you to give up your own salvation. He cannot take that from you. He cannot steal your soul. He cannot do anything. If Job would have been like, you know what, screw this, whatever, blaspheme God, then Satan would have been like, haha, I win. But he cannot physically do that. He can't even spiritually do it. He can only harm you, or he can just take things away from you. And if you see, he had to get permission from God in order to do certain things. And when God said don't touch something, he couldn't touch it.
And we give the enemy too much power. We give him power over life and death. And Jesus says, I have the keys.
Right.
We give him power over our health, our future, our finances, our family, our lives, like our coming and going. If the enemy, not if the enemy allows, is that the freedom of will can't be infringed by anything, right, except for you. And the greatest enemy you'll ever face, the biggest devil that'll ever come to deceive you, the one that is always going to be opposite you but hindering you, is not on the other side of you. It's the one that's in you. That you become your biggest enemy because you hinder you and you stop you. When is it that I speak so down about me that I can't see myself coming out, right, because I won't allow me through my doubt? Right. But you have to win today. You have to win regardless of what they say, how they want to support, block, sing, share. If they want to come and be your cheerleader today. To know that in my mind, I'm always bigger. I'm always greater. I'm always coming out on my feet. I'm always coming out. I may look bruised up, but at the end of the day, I know I can look up to the hills, which comes my help. My help comes from not me, but the one that's inside of me, that breathes in me, that called me before I even knew me, called me to be a winner in the end. That my future, my destiny is anointed from the foundations. That it is good at the end of every day. At the end of this day, it may not feel it, but it's good.
He says, it is good.
And then he's so much affirmed in it. Well, God said, after so long, bro, lay it to rest. Lay down in it, knowing that it's taken care of. When you go to bed tonight, if this makes it out by tonight, I don't know. If you go to bed on tonight, if you have been weighted by the stress of the day, of the week, of the year, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if the check that came through for you, if it got held up, if you weren't eligible for it. Know that God laid it to rest to say, I've already taken care of everything that your mind would put you under the stress to say, this is too much for you. Don't stay up in it. Now you have to lay down and rest, knowing that, listen, I don't know how, but I know God is going to take care of it. I don't know when, but I know God is going to heal him. I don't know how, but I know God is going to touch him. God is going to save him. God is going to sanctify him and set him free. I don't know what kind of power it's going to take for him to do it, but I know that he can.
Absolutely. And
And that becomes enough. And Job says at the end of the day, you know what? He gives and he takes, but he's still God. Bless him. You have to know he's still God. In the good and the bad, still God.
Right.
Happy, sad, good, he's still God. Let him be God. Stay in your place of being a man, of being a woman, of being a wife, of being a husband, of being a child, of being a boy, of being a girl. Stay in a place of being somebody that needs God, and allow God to be God, because he'll still show up.
absolutely.
He'll still prove himself still to be alive, still strong, still mighty.
You know what's even
Still
more
God.
awesome about God is even when you have stepped out of place and you tried to put yourself in the role of God, he's still turned around and stood up for you. He's never left you nor forsaken you.
That's what it said. That's what it said. That's what it said. It says, though your mother and your father birthed you, forsake you, leave you, act like they don't know you. It says, I will never. Even if you make your bed, read that, boy. If you make your bed in hell, I'll be right there with you.
Jesus has the key already.
It's something he didn't create. But it says there's nothing that was created had it not been for the word. The word dies to go back. So that he could recreate something that my sin made. And then he goes to the depths of hell where the enemy would steal you, take you, lie to you. He says, I want all of them back. All of them that was manipulated, traded, thought that they was going to gain something from a life of sin. And at the end, we lose them, myself, the money, the wife, the everything that meant so much now mean nothing. I want it all back. I want everything that you took, enemy. I want everything that the cankerworm ate up. I want everything that was held up from me. He says, all you got to do is return to me. Return. God, I surrender tonight.
Like the prodigal son.
I surrender. The
prodigal son, he took his inheritance and he was arrogant and he went and he spent it boastfully. And when it was all gone, he didn't have nothing. He decided to go and work for this man and live and eat where the hogs, where the pigs lived. And that's where he stayed, because he didn't think that his father would take him back. When it got too hard, too overwhelming, he said, you know what? My father has servants that he treats very well. Maybe I can just go back and apologize to my dad and just be a servant unto my dad. And he went home, and one of his dad's servants seen him afar off, ran and told his dad. His dad ran to him and hugged him as tight as he possibly could. Told one of the other servants, go and grab one of the fattest calves we are going to have a celebration because my son was lost, but now he has come home. No matter where you have gone, God is always standing in the doorway, waiting for you to come home.
He waits for you. Oh, he waits for you.
That becomes even more of a blessing. It's just when this world would make us feel that I've done too much, I've gone too far, I've said too much. There's no possible way God will receive me. I am scum, I am nothing, I am the bottom of the bottom. God says, you are the bottom. You're the dirt. I formed you from the dirt. So you think that you're down there and you're dirty and you're filthy and no one in your world loves you. I created you from there.
And that's the good. That's the good news. That's the.
No one will kiss you because you're dirty. God said I will.
The good news is that I'm filthy and He loves me. Good news is that my hands are dirty, but He loves me. Got a terrible mouth, but He loves me. I got a smeared past, but He loves me. There's mud on everything that I touch, everything I taint, everything I come to. I track it all up, and He still loves me.
God
And
says
says that at the end of the day, a lot of places, man, want to leave you, brush the dust off their feet about you, walk away from you, give up on you, walk out on you, hang up on you, won't respond back to you. He says, I won't give up on you. I never give up. I'm ever chasing you, trying to gain you, trying to get you to see me, that when you have nobody, God, the Creator, loves you, calls you. And so we go back to He created the man from the dirt, absolutely. And then when man would walk away, serve a tree rather than the voice, the caution of God, is that he still found walking, no, not in person, but God sends His voice for him and says, Adam, where are you? Where are you? I'm looking for you, man. I'm looking, and that's why I think He's asking, because the presence couldn't be found walking,
right?
So He sends the voice, but the voice couldn't see him. I need you to connect. I'm always looking for you, always trying to find you, always trying to let you see that I love you.
Right.
You would just connect back to me. Just turn back to Him, and He will rebuke everything that came to eat you alive. That's the enemy. That's any attack, anything standing in front of you that's against you, anything that's even in you that would be inside of you to kill you. He says, I will rebuke. That is to withdraw, to turn against, and then to never come back again. It means I'll never come to a place of lacking, doubting, being self-esteem short of where all that negative stuff. I never come to a place where I would desire to defame me,
right,
to undermine my God so much by speaking ill of me, speaking ill of Him. He says, I will rebuke it. That's never to come back again.
Check this. Even when God sends His voice down to seek us, and He says, where are you? Don't stay silent.
Yeah.
Cry out. Cry out. Let your Father know that I'm here. Just like babies. When babies are first born, they don't know what to do. So what do? They cry. They yell. They scream.
Yeah.
And a parent's job is to what? They tend to that baby. Maybe does it need a bottle? Does it need his diaper changed? You cry out to your Father, and He will find you, and He will figure something out. He already knows what you need. He just needs for you to cry out and let Him know what you need.
Yes.
God is
Come on.
omnipresent. He's dealing with everything. setting everything up for the return, that he'll send his voice. He'll send his hand.
That's what his hand is never too short to say.
You just have to, if he sends his hand, you just got to reach. He sends his voice, you just got to yell. He sent his son. And we didn't have to do anything for that.
That's right. That's right.
God is God. The woes of this world will try and hold us down with nothing, and it'd be us holding ourselves down.
That's right. That's
And
right.
God says, just get up. Just get up. Why are you laying on the ground struggling when I've set you free? There's nothing on you. Open your eyes and realize that you were just dreaming.
That's right. That's right. God calls you to wake up, to be up, get up, stand up. Stand up, show up, shut up. God calls you to be up. Do not go to sleep. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, not in you, because you couldn't have formed you, you couldn't have made you, couldn't have created you. You would be the death of you. You are the death of you. And when you lay down so hard that you die, that you can never get back up again. And it would take the one who formed you to get in you. That God, I'll die to me every single day. That before I get out the bed, before my feet touch the ground, God, it's you that get up in me. You got to be so dead to this world, man, that I don't want nothing connected to it. I don't want anything attached to it. The only reason I'm still here, the only reason I'm still alive, the only reason I still do keep surviving is because there's an assignment over me. There's a task assigned to me. There's a purpose driving me. Other than that, God saved me, but then he would allow me to stand in my way, hindering me to help you, help other people, help my brothers and my sisters get to the point where they die too.
You know what the great thing even is about all of that? Regardless, God's favor. God has favor over you. God chose you. He chose you. He chose me to do something. So God would say, have you thought about my faithful servant, Jay? We would be going through what God has allowed us to go through in order for the victory, the glorification of God. When we're going through it, we don't know what's going on. So we would be like Job. Curse the day I was born. Telling your friends, I haven't done anything. Telling your girl, I haven't done anything. I'm innocent. Trying to tell those police officers. Trying to tell family. I'm not the old me. I'm different. I've grown. I'm better. Of course, they wouldn't see you. Because it's not their job to. It's their job to come against you so you can be put in a lonely place, a place of solitude, so God can connect more with you. I'm realizing that it takes to be alone in order for God to show up more in your life and be there and to give you more, to show you more, because God had to take everything from Job. Everything. So his daughters weren't there. Wife said, curse God and die. His friends are coming against him. I don't even know where the servants who survived, where they went. I know if I was one of them, I'd be like, I'm getting up out of here. I'm going to tell this man what happened, and I got to go, because he got something going on. Joe would be alone.
I mean, those are the ones that are brave enough to come and tell him.
Right.
I mean, we see that from the text, but even John says there's so much there that happened. And it's like they don't have enough pages in the books in the world to write the stories of all the stuff that God did, and that becomes your story. That you, on the other hand, I, on the other hand, we on the left hand side where we the thief on the left that did wrong.
Right.
We were unfaithful, but God still called you good and faithful.
Right.
What you ever had a child like that where the child was terrible? I mean, that little thing was the reason why kids didn't go to school. I mean, when folk call and be like, who all over there, they was talking about you are your child. Is that folk plan their whole family vacation around avoiding you and your people? You absolutely wrong. And God still says, consider. Now, I don't know if he's pleading for his behalf. I don't know if he's putting him in front of the enemy. I don't know what detail for depiction it is, but God said, consider. Have you considered that God loves you more than anybody of the world can ever connect to you, ever say that they love you, ever attempt to love you? Have you considered that God finds favor over you, that God grants his grace to surround you, sent his blood to cover you, and then the saving grace of the Holy Spirit is ever guiding you? And at the end of the day, if all that fails, don't anything shake you to your core, don't nothing really resonate inside of you, he says, I loved you so much that I will come and die for you. That if you succeed in nothing else, all I need you to do is want me, not even as much as I want you,
Right.
but want me in a way that you'll allow me to save you.
Right.
And he shows up. So if you don't know him tonight, call for him to show up in your life. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know how you're going to show it to me. I don't know how you're going to speak to me. But I believe there to be something greater to me that saved me from all of this, that speak to me, that help me, that show me. And I just believe God to be so much of a God. I believe him to be so big and so intimate, so universal, but so relational, to be personal, where God will come in the room even right now. Where like he'll touch you and speak to you only how he can.
Right.
Where God can wipe the tears from your eyes. He can explain to you why this happened and why that. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about God being able to still do it now.
Amen.
And if you can come to a place where God, I don't even know. I just know I'm missing something. Well, he's like, that's enough. If you seek, it didn't say how long. With your heart, from a pure place. I don't know what's the worship that you have to come to. It says that Job bowed down tore his clothes and stuff and worshiped God and said, the Lord gives. That's truth. The Lord takes away. That's truth. Somebody somewhere done bless the name of the Lord. That's true. Worshiping your truth that God, I don't know how to do this. I come up short. Look crazy most of the time trying to do what's right, still offending people wrong. I don't know, but I need you. Like, I ain't done everything right. I ain't got no clean background.
Right.
Everything around me, in me. God, I'm my worst enemy. But I need you. And believe it on tonight. I believe, because he still do it for me. He shows up just when I need him. He drops in fresh. God will walk right through that day, right through that door on today. Walk right in that screen and out on your side. God will be there if you call him to be. But no forced love.
Right.
It's not real love. And God ain't gonna rape you.
No.
God wants you to allow him to love on you. And believe you me, he'll change your life. He'll change your life tonight. He'll do it tonight, not tomorrow. He'll do it tonight.
Right.
He's so much God, he'll go back to yesterday. So that when you get up tomorrow, it's a whole new, that y'all done already started the relationship. The prayer you didn't even know how to start. Now you waking up tomorrow and you already got a foundation for you praying and ain't nobody ever taught you how to. God ain't bound.
God is so good that he'll take your future prayer, your future plea of saving you, of Lord, please don't allow me to be distracted, destroyed by my past. And because you prayed that in the future, God will go back to the past and prevent a lot of things from happening to you and prevent jobs from happening, prevent wealth from going, and prevent a lot of things because you were faithful in the future. Because he is what? Omnipresent. He is in the future, he is in the past, he is in the present, he is in whatever there else is. So he's done that for me. He used to think in the past, why did I never make it in basketball? Why am I not an actor? Why am I not a comedian? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? Why am I not this? It was because about 3 weeks ago, I prayed and I said, God, you know what? I thank you. I thank you for not allowing those things to get to me, for me not being that person, because I know I would have lost my salvational mind. And who knows where I would be right now. And God said, so be it. And he went back to my past and he made sure that that person doesn't ever even have to go around none of that stuff. Now, some of the things that I went through are very hard, but there's nothing like how it would have been of me being manipulated into quote unquote sell my soul. And
it was good.
I'm here because God seen fit to bless me in my past for me being faithful in the future. I could have never predicted or seen or imagined any of this, but God did.
It says, and the day will come that whosoever calls on the name of the Lord, he will save them. Yeah. He'll save you in the future by going back to your past. And it's as simple as saying, God, have mercy on me.
Right.
Well, like I was 9 and my mama wrote in her purse on the notebook my grandma found and said, Lord, I'm going to die. Have mercy on me. Now, I've never seen my mama, my real mom, go to church but one time on Easter Sunday. I don't know if she had a relationship, but I know God to be so much of a big God that he'll show up. Even at 26 and it don't make sense. 3 kids, ain't spent no time with none of them. Saying you love them and they don't know you. And God still shows up anyway. He says, I've worked out everything, not just you, but everything connected to you.
Right.
Where it's not only working for your good, but it's understood that it's working for everybody's good that's connected to you too. Right. So God takes into account the kids that I can't raise, the wives that I would be ignoring, the husbands that you would be turning down, everything that would connect to you. God says, I need it to work out for everybody's good because it is for your good. And so some things don't go the right way. Some folk deny you, try you, that they love you, believe you. Just, I needed all of that to happen to you, right, so that I could bring you through, so you could see it was me the whole time having mercy. I was answering a prayer. I was allowing love through hurt to help you so you could see me. Not today. No, it feel bad today. God, it feel bad today. But one day you look back and say, God, thank you anyway. That's what Job said. The Lord gave. He takes away. Bless it. Don't matter if I have it or if not. Bless it. Right. Yeah, it feel bad today. Don't always feel good at all. Bless it. God is in it, man. Bless it. Bless it.
Everything that God would have for me, I know would be above my head. When I sit back and I think about some of the things that the Lord has allowed me to overcome, just in the new me, I mean, wow. Just me having a little bit of faith. And telling God, you know, I don't know what's going on. I don't like this. This sucks. But I'm going to go through it. I may go days where I don't talk to you. But I'm doing that so I don't curse you. I don't blaspheme against you. But just know, Lord, that I love you because you're allowing me to go through whatever. Like I said, it hurt. It sucked. It burned. It bruised. Made me bleed. Made me cry. It crushed me. But in the end, in the ultimate grand scheme of things, the long run, I am still here. And I am stronger than ever. I am mightier than ever. I am wiser than ever. To where I know when I say Lord, your will be done. I may not know 100% what I'm getting myself into, but I do. I know my will is gone. So if that means I have to roam the world and help make disciples out of everyone like his son Jesus did, I sure will. And in the beginning, I'm probably going to be kicking and screaming like the Egyptians did. Or excuse me, like the Hebrews did. But I guarantee you, it is for the better of me and for you. All for the glorification of God. That's right. Your will is earthly will. Stop storing up treasures in heaven. What do you say? Rust and moth. You get at it?
Start storing up. Stop storing. Here on earth, you said that.
What is it?
You said stop storing up in heaven. But
stop storing up treasures on earth. Lord have mercy. Store up your treasures in heaven.
That's right.
You know, it's something as simple as telling somebody that you love them, telling somebody that they are blessed, that they are a child of God. Something as simple as reading the Word, getting closer to them. The more that you go and you tell somebody about them, man, the more treasures you're storing up in heaven. It's not the same thing as tangible stuff that we think is real. Stuff is not real. The stuff can be destroyed. Stuff can be taken. The things that I know that I'll have waiting for me in heaven, can no man describe, can no man even take away from me. It'll be so good, so blessed, so heavy that I won't even be able to pick it up. The blessings pouring over my cup to where I have no room to receive, that's not here. That's not here on this earth. That's in my next life, which is heaven, heavenly Jerusalem. Because the only blessings I want here on this earth are for God's will to be done. You have to be faithful like Job. Do it all. If y'all can stick through with some of them jobs, y'all can stick through with some of them relationships, y'all can stick through with impossible family members, try God. Just try them. The job ain't paying you enough. They talking bad to you, talking down to you, threatening you, making you feel like you're nothing, and you just out here trying to support your family. That spouse who's beating you, that spouse who's talking bad to you, the spouse who's cheating on you, the spouse who's constantly in and out of your life. Try God. Period.
The story's a little bit different when it becomes God's job. It becomes God's job description to make sure you win at the end. The enemy comes and it's like, I'm ready to work today. It says, have you considered going to my servant? You insert your name here. But know that the enemy may be on assignment, on mission, will attack duty. But no, it's the job of God to place all the pieces in the right place. Gotta make all the best bets. That he'll go ahead of the enemy, go around them, go behind them, he'll go in and gotta make sure that no matter what the enemy throws at you, that it may come standing against you, attacking you, it won't overcome you. God stands at the end calling you. Come on.
Hit the finish line.
You're gonna win in the end. I just need you to stay the course. You ain't gotta fight. You ain't gotta veer off. You ain't gotta change the oil. You ain't gotta change your clothes. I know the Bible don't say it, but come as right with the beer in your hand. Come on with all them kids attached to you, and you ain't married to none of their daddies. Come on with all them charges on you, bro. Come on. Come on, just run on. And if you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. If you can't crawl, then know that God, who stands in front of you, calling you, get behind you and push you. But you got to be in the thing. God, I ain't always right in it. I ain't always straight in it. But I'm here. And I'm ready. And I'm trying to. And it becomes enough. God will move the finish line closer to you. So I just need you to be on it and in it.
Well, he'll send you some faithful people of his to carry you.
Come on. No soldier left behind.
No.
This ain't the Bush campaign of '08. This is my brother's more important. My sister's salvation's more important. I'm not gonna let you hinder you, bruh, but I can connect to you that we gonna get through.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pour into you, lift you. When you feel down, you can connect to somebody that got God in them. See the God in you. It won't let you hinder you, hurt you.
I don't know if anybody paid attention, but only thing Job got was boils. That was it. Not saying boils don't hurt. That was it. It could have been a whole number of things. So I see God being right behind the enemy. The enemy's like, oh, I'm going to give him this, I'm going to give him that. And as soon as he tries, the only thing that sticks is the boils. It's like getting chicken pox. The oatmeal lotion, calamine lotion and stuff, it's gone. God said it. It's not going to prosper. May hurt. That's about it. Don't worry about being hurt. You fell down and skinned your knee when you was a child. Shut up.
And you're still ugly. And the God that made you as ugly as he did still saves you as good as he does. So know that.
He don't think that you ugly. That's only a face a God can love.
Listen, I am not him. I'm created by him. And I look like him. But you look like that other man. And that's okay. That's okay, because he still loves you anyway. God has missioned you through your ugly you, that you come to the better in him. God is going to save you. I believe that on today.
Absolutely.
With, marks on your skin and all. God going to save you. With one little ponytail and all. With no edges and all. God is going to do it.
I mean, if God can
I can't do it, but God can.
If God can take a sinner like me, a used to be sinner, lover of sin, like me, he can use anybody.
If God can make somebody as perfect as me as I thought I was, bring me to see who I really am. Still say, Jeremiah, I loved you, I called you. You still hurting you? I've saved you. I know if you seek him, all jokes aside, I know if you seek him with an earnest heart, God, I know somewhere I really love you, I just can't connect to you. Well, I hear you knocking, but I don't know how to open. And that becomes enough, the desire. God, I'm looking for something that I can't give me, that I keep from me. Hurt me, help me. Man, and the way God shows up, it be so personal. Well, I know I ain't got space. Your first encounter, the first time you hear his voice, the first time God, it's like the first date you never forget. It's like
sweeter, even
going down the aisle. It is giving birth to your first child, seeing them come out. You get to cut the cord and to deliver the baby. I mean, it's whatever. It's better than that. And know that he only wants to do that as often as you let him.
Just like trying to find something in the dark room and you keep stubbing your toe every single time, every 2 seconds, and you say, God, I need you. He click. What you need me to help you find? These?
And if you can't form the words, think it. If you can't form the thoughts, pray it. If you can't just be open to maybe.
No, I didn't know how to pray. I just said, God, I need help. I don't know what to do. I'm done. I'm tired. Please.
You ever been didn't know what to say and you was like, Jesus, God, says the day will come. And whosoever, not how they call out. You said that a baby cries out. That they're not concerned about if this one is in front of that one, if it's pitched right, if it's they just whatever way that is.
I don't even care if you put the diaper on wrong.
And when nobody else understands the baby, the daddy does. God understands you. You may not even know. We still get it wrong. And all this enlightenment, still get it wrong. I said, but I know my child's cry. And when daddy comes in the room, says, my sheep know. They and a stranger, they may believe for a little while, but they won't follow. You ain't gonna be led too far. He ain't gonna let you get too far out that gate. And then even if you do run away, will you reject him? So I'll leave the 99.
That's if he knows that that's if he knows that you're not gonna eventually come back, because he knows that you will. But if he has doubts, then he'll come get you.
Wherever you are, gotta show up. He'll get you. Save you.
He sure came and found me.
And there was far worse places we could have been.
There's far worse places we were.
Like the enemy tried to kill you in it. You tried to keep you in it. I should have died in it. God got up, left the comfortable space. Saved my grace to come and find me. And then he broke me, blessed me.
I'm surprised all I really got is that. Well, all the little crap I done been through.
Made me. Got in that dirt. Close out for us, Trevor.
God bless you guys. Don't worry about the trials and tribulations on this side. They are not trials and tribulations. They are tests, glorifications, and blessings. You can't know something unless you go through something. You can't be blessed unless you are tested. You have to just be faithful. You have to just know that it's all going to work out in the end. I know that things are going to seem very difficult, very hard, Lord, I can't do this. But the Lord don't put you through nothing you can't handle. And if you're thinking, you're like, well, what about those people who died? That's because God took them. He knew that their assignment was over, that was their time. Period. You're left on this earth because you have work to do. Do it. Don't get caught up in anything else. COVID-19, don't get caught up in 5G, don't get caught up in anything. The president, anybody, anything besides what God wants, his will. Allow God to work in you. Open your heart. Cry out to the Lord. He will find you, and he will. There's no words to describe what the Lord will do. You just have to.
He'll do.
Right. You just have to seek for yourself. I pray that this was a blessing onto someone, and that someone who has been curious is allowed to reach out. As soon as you reach out, he's going to tap you on the shoulder because he's been there the whole time. Period. Love you guys.
Love you. Thanks for tuning in, people.
Be blessed. Don't worry about COVID, because COVID is not a real name.
And that's dog food.
I think it is.
What you guys need to be worried about is when these barbershops are going to open and trying to get your girl down there to get her eyebrows arched. That becomes critical. You won't make it in if you ain't arched in between.
I actually knew
Deliver, sign, and seal.
the definition for corona means something, and then virus, we know what that means. I need to look that up again, because put that together, coronavirus, that actually means like plain destruction or something like that. I love research. I love doing research. That is certain types of research, because not all research is good research.
It's all deceptive too, potentially.
It is. It is. Just like false light. Old Satan said he's gonna what? Show up like an angel of light. He said, "I'm here for you, my child. I'm here.
Why are you shining it on me?
I'm the light."
What you trying to say?
You